Su-57 is Russia's most advanced fighter jet, capable of striking with high-precision missiles. Its mass deliveries began in 2022. Russia's airspace forces had only 6 units of these combat aircrafts in service, Ukrainian intelligence said. One of them was hit on June 8, 2024 on the territory of the Akhtubinsk military airfield. This was also confirmed by Russian sources.
Yes, yesterday the airfield in Akhtubinsk was attacked by UAVs. 3 of them reached the target. The Su-57 was damaged by shrapnel, and now it is being determined whether it can be repaired or not. If not, it will be the first combat loss of Su-57 in history, from a post by a Russian blogger on Telegram.
The General Directorate of Intelligence said that this was evidenced by satellite images. The first one was made on June 7th and shows the whole aircraft, and second image from June 8th, according to the main Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine, shows craters from the explosion and typical traces of fire resulting from the strike near the fighter jet.
This is the same Russian fifth-generation aircraft that is supposed to be invisible to air defense systems, and it was during its first flight in 2022 that our air defense forces not only spotted it, but also escorted it the entire time it was flying. And do you know how it ended? The Su-57 simply ran away. It realized that it was seen, although it was invisible. Now it became invisible after the actions of our reconnaissance.
Under the current state program, until 2027, the air and space forces of Russia should receive 76 fighter jets, writes the Important Stories media. As reported in the State Center for Aviation Personnel Training and Troops Testing of the Russian Ministry of Defense, the cost of the Su-57 as of 2018 was about 2 billion rubles. Ukrainian troops and special services are constantly shooting down Russian aircraft. For example, servicemen of the 110th Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces shot down Russian Su-25 almost every week. As of May 18th this year, Russian aviation lost 326 helicopters and more than 350 aircraft. Only since the beginning of 2024, the Ukrainian armed forces have destroyed about 30 fighters and bombers, as well as the Il-22 air command post, from which troops can be controlled during the combat operations.
An aeroplane has crashed, and there's something else exploding.
They also destroyed 2 A-50s, Russian long-range radar detection and control aircraft that help Russian forces control their strike aircraft attacks and detect Ukrainian aircraft in the sky. The Russians lost the first A-50 more than 100 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, and the second one 250 kilometers away.
If one loss of such a super-protected aircraft covered from all sides and over its own territory can still be written off as random factor, then the second loss of exactly the same aircraft is definitely not. This is clearly systemic. Anatoly Nesmian, Russian political scientist, on Telegram.
Ukraine is already beginning to push Russia out of the airspace of the occupied territories, and the West's permission to strike military facilities on Russian territory with weapons provided by allies may lead to the fact that the enemy will have to hide its aircraft deep inside Russia, and if Ukraine receives permission to use ATACMS missiles, it will be able to reach all Russian airfields where Russian tactical aviation is based near Ukrainian borders. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Natalia Husak, Volodymyr Shtengelov, UATV News.